Hey guys, Jeremy here from JBL. I'm with my good friend Reme with Unique, and we are here at the shop. And you know, we've had a lot of requests about how do I get better sound in my car. So this is a quick little DIY video, and there's going to be a little bit of improvising here. We're going to speed some stuff up for the sake of time, and we're going to show you how to put speakers in your car. Now, first things first, everybody's cars are different. So here at Unique, the guys usually do some really crazy over-the-top custom stuff. They're used to doing fiberglass and crazy stuff. So here, I've asked you to kind of take it down a notch, okay, so that the average guy at home can relate to it. And anywhere in the process of anything that we're doing, if you feel like this is beyond the realm of your abilities, please stop and seek out your local specialist. I mean, I know that's where I got my start. We all start somewhere. Yep. So definitely take the project on. That's why we're doing the video, but we don't want you to feel like you're going to get yourself into trouble and into a bad situation. So with that in mind, I have everything laid out on the table here, our JBL Club 6.5 component speakers. And a couple things I want to kind of point out. Reme has done some pre-work on this particular Jeep for us, and he's taken the factory speakers out. So I've got my factory speaker here, we've got our tweeter cover, I've got the box for it, Reme's got the 6.5 mid in his hand, and we've got all the parts here. So, you know, you were talking to me kind of while we were prepping about putting this in this box here.
So basically, you know, you just don't want to like take the speaker and plop it in and, you know, not have it sit right. So JBL actually brings a nice trim plate with it. So actually this is the factory speaker and it has the tabs on it, lines up perfectly. So basically you want to use this trim ring to put this in here to mount it the right way, which will mount like so. And then you take your speaker in here and then you line it up, and then there's 4 little holes. Comes with all the screws that you need. You put it in, put the factory screws back in there, and it's mounted in there nice and neat.
Yeah, one of the things we pride at JBL is doing our research and making it easy for you guys at home to put this in your car. You know, that trim ring is kind of a culmination of years and years of spending time with retailers and installers and figuring out how we make it easy. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna run everybody at home through a couple more pieces. Okay. Why don't you grab your stuff, jump in and take the other part of the car apart, and then we'll kind of sort of pick up with you and we'll see where you're at.
Get rocking.
Awesome, thank you, sir. So let's talk about finishing up the install here and the rest of the pieces that we're going to need. So we've got our aftermarket tweeter here that we're going to put in our factory location. So we want to hide it in there because I like to have a nice clean install. I know Reme's a big fan of that, and that's one of the things that Unique and their guys pride themselves on, is making it look top notch. So we've got a multitude of different install options. And this particular one, being that Reme has gone through and done some preliminary work, he's figured out for us based on that we're going to use our starfish mount. So this thing's pretty awesome. And again, this is a culmination, just like that adapter plate for you guys at home, that's going to make things easier. We've got all these different tabs on it, and what we're going to do is figure out which one we need. All the other ones snap and throw in the trash can. Our tweeter drops and turns and locks in. Super clean, super simple, makes it sound great in the right place. And again, it's going to fit behind the factory grill. Now, if that doesn't work for you because your car doesn't have that, not a problem. We've got a couple different other options for you. So this is my flush mount setup. So I'm going to go through, I use a hole saw bit, I drill a hole, this ring will screw on, it will sit nice and flush on your door panel. The tweeter goes into our cup. The cup goes in here and I can angle it, right? So we're gonna get great imagery by enabling us to bring that high frequencies up to our ears. If that's not an option, if you don't have the space on your A-pillar or on your dashboard, that's okay too. You can use our surface mount cup. So again, any situation that you need to mount that tweeter, because we're doing components in here, we've got you covered. Last piece of the puzzle is our crossover. So this is what basically steers the audio, if you will. So we've got our input from our head unit, our aftermarket head unit, our amplifier, anything really, anything that's bringing your audio in comes into the crossover. Then I go out to my tweeter and I go out to my mid-range. So when we do the install, we want to make sure that this is somewhere in the car where it's clean and tucked away and still accessible to do all of our mounts. I usually use Velcro, some zip ties work well, or double-sided tape. Again, we want to keep it out of areas where there's prone to moisture, so I would avoid putting it in your door. So with that in mind, Reme is taking our Jeep apart right here, so let's take a peek and see how he's doing. Hey Reme, how you making out, man?
Doing good. Just got my last screw out. This actually, this is a Jeep, so the speakers are behind the dashboard in this truck. and it's in like a pod. So basically, you know, got this out, and I'm gonna have to put the speaker in here. They're
Awesome.
not indoors.
So every car is different, right? It kind of keeps you on your toes.
Keeps me on my toes. You gotta always, you know, find out knowledge and figure out where things are, and you know, make sure you're getting the right product and all that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, when you are ready to put JBL speakers in your car, jump on JBL.com, and we've got a full fit guide on there. You know, one of the things that's really cool about the new JBL Club Series is it will fit in about 88% of all the cars out there. We've made it shallower. It doesn't mean we skimped on the performance. Trust me, the engineers were very particular that I drive that point home. These speakers rip. We've just been able to machine the baskets thinner, so they're going to fit in more cars. Obviously, in this, we've got a big basket, so it's not an issue. Right. But, you know, I know sometimes, like in a Toyota, for example, when we've got to put it down here in the door, that's always an issue. Is the window going to roll down and hit the magnet, right? We've all been there. So I'll tell you what, let's grab this. Let's take it over to the bench. We'll put our Club 6.5 in here, and then we're going to throw the tweeter up in the dash, and we're going to make this puppy rock.
I'm ready to rock. Let's do it.
So as I'm finishing this install up here, I'm going to throw my last screw to hold the speaker in, but I do want to talk about something, and that's take your time. You know, we always get excited here, and we want the sound in our car. We want it now, but you know, we've got a great warranty on all of our JBL products, but the one thing the warranty doesn't cover is, oh, I slipped and I put it through the surround on the driver. I can't tell you how many times that we've gotten emails at customer service, and we always want to take care of you as our customer, but slow down, take your time, do the install right, and it's going to sound great. So we've got all of our parts here. We've got our speaker mounted in the factory enclosure for the Jeep. Remy, if you want to stick that in there.
Okay.
That adapter made it super easy. We've got our positive to our positive, our negative to our negative. And again, you already pulled the spec sheet on this, so we knew the color wires and what they were. So please make sure you do that, because we don't want your speaker out of phase. It won't sound right.
Because I'm just using a factory plug here, so it's positive, negative. Nice and clean, keeping the factory one. If you ever want to take them out, you could take them out if you're ever selling the car. So you can keep the equipment that you made your investment in as well.
Right, so we're going to drop this in here.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, I just want to remind you, make sure you put that crossover in line. So we're going to mount this down below in the kick panel, and we're going to interface with the factory harness. So we're basically going to splice the factory harness, take the output that's going into that pod into this crossover, and then the other wire is going to go from here up to our tweeter, which we are going to mount up top on the dashboard. Again, that's going to give us great imagery. So Remy's snapping up the panel right here. We've got our tweeter in place. I've got the crossover mounted down here. Remy wired that all in. So now it's my favorite part.
Get to listen to it.
Absolutely, man.
Let's hear it.
So we're going to jump in the car. Remy's got a couple things here to button up, and then we're going to crank it up. So thank you guys so much for checking out the Club speaker install video from JBL.